What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Bronto here with HauntScene. It is Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are where you should be, watching the internet's #1 rated haunt chat and haunted attractions travel show, HauntScene Live. With me, as always, my beautiful, lovely, going to the team member preview stuff.
I am going to team member preview
on Tuesday.
I'm super excited.
Melissa Lukac.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
How are you doing?
Welcome to HauntScene. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Johnny.
How was your day?
It was good.
That's good. Mine was long.
I worked earlier and then I chilled.
Good times. Well,
good times.
You're here now.
I am here.
So, this week on the show, because we're starting to wind down our haunt preview month, we have somebody who we've never talked to before. Do you know who the guest is for tonight?
I do know who the guest is tonight.
That's good. I'm glad that you're an informed co-host.
I am. I try to stay on top of things.
That's good.
I do pretty good, don't I?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You do.
Appreciate it.
All right. Pretty soon you'll be sitting in this chair.
One day I'm going to take your spot, Johnny.
Please do.
Okay.
Oh, right. And what am I going to do now?
You're going to unmute, Johnny.
I am. We've got Karen and Billy Groeneveld from Enigma Haunt.
What's up, Billy? Hi, Karen.
What's up?
And Enigma Haunt is one of our favorite haunted attractions located in Boca Raton, Florida.
Yes, it is.
In South Florida. It's about 3-ish hours away from Orlando. Worth the drive. And we've got the owners here, Karen and Billy. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
We're doing good. You say you've never talked to before, but we have spent how many years together at events?
Well,
this will be our fourth.
Never had you on the show before.
Exactly.
First
And
time
we're
on the
honored.
show, yes.
Yeah.
We're honored
Yes.
now. There you go.
I had the pleasure of meeting you guys when I went to South Florida SuperCon in Fort Lauderdale. I met the team of Enigma, and then from there on, I was hooked.
Yeah, she's the reason why.
This is the reason why we went down, because I found out about you guys at a convention.
She's like, hey, I got this.
It's all her. Johnny's been taking all. Johnny's been taking all the credit.
Hey, Melissa does a really good job in networking. She came back like in her, I don't know, it was probably your first year.
Yeah.
And she's like, I got these tickets to this haunt in South Florida. I was like, what?
See, I could schmooze too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at it.
She schmoozed and went down there and got some tickets, and then we had made a trip down
that same year.
Yep.
That was summer of 2017.
And we went down. We did Enigma. We were supposed to do Fright Nights, and we were in the parking lot, and it was raining. And Fright Nights called us to cancel because some wind. They couldn't open or something like that. And we're like, oh man.
It was actually a tornado warning up there. Remember?
yeah. It was bad. It was really bad weather.
So then we're like, oh man, I'm like, we drove all this way down for one haunt, and then we did Enigma Haunt, and it was, oh my god, amazing.
Awesome.
Yes. And it was so good, and it blew our minds so much that drive home, that 3-hour drive home, like went like nothing, because we were just like buzzing.
We were just talking about the whole way, the whole way home. So it was awesome.
It hit us like a ton of bricks, and I think we did it like the end of the season.
We did. Yeah, it was like one of our last.
It was actually. Yeah. I think it was the last. Yeah, that's awesome. So I've got a clip that I'm gonna play, supplied by Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne, for sending us all the information. We're gonna get there in 1 second. Actually, I got 2 clips to play today. I'm going to play one, and then we'll do the elevator pitch.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Karen and Billy, please stand by while we play your commercial.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Here we go.
Get ready, South Florida, for the most fun you've ever had getting scared. Voted #1 haunted house, Enigma Haunt in Boca Raton. Buy tickets now.
Exciting.
Well, buy tickets on September 16th when they go on sale. We'll just put that out there.
Okay.
September 17th, isn't
The
it?
16th or something. Either way, but interesting about that commercial. That's put together by Freddie Hernandez, who you know.
Love Freddie.
We love Freddie.
No, as a matter of fact,
Freddie filmed all that. Freddie does all that. He's actually in a Academy Award, I think it is, or an Emmy or Academy Award winner for production on those things.
Oh, nice.
We
Very
love
cool.
Freddie. Freddie's so great to us.
Freddie's awesome. I love Freddie.
That actually just reminded me, as I thought of Freddie's hat, I realized that I'm wearing the wrong hat tonight.
You are wearing the wrong hat.
I am.
What's Freddie's hat?
I'm wearing the wrong hat, but I got to put this hat on. What?
There you go.
Look at that. So I've actually never worn a Haunts hat before on the show. It's first time for everything. Yeah.
I literally thought you were going to say the chicken head.
Well, no. Let's stop
And that
talking
is
about the
Island. That is Island.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'll send you the invoice later. So, so Karen and Billy, we'll be doing the beginning of the show now that we've enticed everybody to go and visit your haunt in South Florida. We'll have the map and address up in a moment. We do what's called the elevator pitch in the beginning of the show. It gives you a chance to introduce yourself, talk about who you are, what you do at the haunt, and then we'll get into like how long you've been in business and all that good stuff too.
Okay. So
take it away.
All right. So we started with a home haunt. Just like a lot of people that have been around here for probably 10 to 12 years prior to opening Enigma Haunt. You know, it's the passion. It's what it involves every haunt owner. And, you know, it was, you know, watching number one, the advances in the industry from, let's say, 1999 all the way up till, you know, we opened in 2011 or 2012, but we were already planning in 2010. But, you know, our home haunt went from a typical home haunt to, you know,
but it wasn't even a typical, like it got bigger every year. So it started as literally just in our garage with a alien autopsy, and kids came in to get their candy, and it was just an alien autopsy. But then every year, because of him, he just wanted to get bigger every year. We got to do it better.
Which every haunt does. Even after you're going into the public, you have to do that.
You got to do it better than last year. You got to do it bigger than last year. And then every year it just kept on getting bigger and bigger and better. But at the same time, it's at your home. So
there's only so much space.
Yeah.
we're using the pool. We have fire going outside. We have our son swinging off of in a harness from trees. You know, we're going through the whole thing. We built the, you know, tunnels, the inside of the house, literally to go from 5 feet to the kitchen to the dining room table. You had to walk through hallways all the way down.
Yes, you also have to remember you got to, well, obviously, you know, but you have to build all this stuff way beforehand, even for like 2 days, by the way. Mm-hmm. So you have to build this stuff all way beforehand. So for 2 weeks, it takes, you know, what would take 10 steps to get to the kitchen would take like a minute, because you have to walk through all the.
But one day I was drilling into the oak banister, and she was like, "That's it, you know, we're so
we are opening. We're and we had talked about it before anyway, but yes.
But it was that year was big, and we had been going to Trans World, and we had sort of set that goal, in that we for 2 years beforehand we were taking every class, as you guys know, and you guys are big supporters over there with the Haunted Attraction Association. Mm-hmm. We do all the classes. It's definitely a big learning experience. We wanted to do it the right way. We just didn't want to just take that to a next level without knowing the intricacies and everything of the industry, right? And so for 2 years we went to Trans World, talked with people, understood, and we're trying to make an impact in South Florida, because they're, you know, other than Fright Nights, who was, and listen, you know, you're going to say Universal Studios and those things that are up there, but that's a different, we've always called that totally a different level, yeah. Right? You can spend millions of dollars on the site. You know, it was Fright Nights who's really holding their own down here, and you know, we wanted to come down and assist them and grow this industry down here. You know, it's something that's you know, I want everybody to enjoy and learn about it. And it was, you know, the further south you went down, the less they knew about it. We literally had people saying, it's a haunted house. Is there like real ghosts? Do you get to stay there overnight? They didn't know.
Taking it literally.
Yeah. We and still to this day we get a lot of calls on that one. Yeah. And then the season changes. Like you said, up north it's so big. Haunted houses are so big because everybody knows there's so many more. There's not that many in South Florida. And it's really hard to get into Halloween when it's 85 degrees out.
Yeah.
We're both from the north.
We're both from up north, so it's hard to get into that fall state of mind too when it's like it's really hot outside. So
exactly.
I think one haunt just needs to like be like really air conditioned and like bring in a bunch of like leaves and stuff.
Set the mood.
Set the mood.
Yeah. That's what I miss about up north is the seasons. Florida doesn't participate in seasons, unfortunately. So especially the fall weather, like the leaves and stuff. So
So at your current location in Boca Raton, so that means next year is 10 years.
Next year's 10 years.
This year would have been 10 years if it wasn't for COVID. But a little disappointing, but
last year I know you from the times that I've talked to you at various conventions, I know both of you are really passionate about the haunt industry and running your own haunt, and it really hit us hard when you're like, oh, Enigma's not going to go this year.
It was a real
and I can only imagine how the both of you felt not being able to haunt last year. So
it was very, very, very hard. It was a difficult decision, but it's not. We don't regret it. We thought it was the right one.
The big thing, and listen, it doesn't come. It came down to all of our actors, all of our crew, and everything's around it. That's really it. Is that they're our family. That's a big reason we got into this too. Was to continue to grow a family that's close knit and everything that's around that. And to put them at that time that may or may not, and they may not have cared or anything's on that, but that's our responsibility. Right. And to protect your kids, your family, everything on it is always going to be a first choice.
Right.
You get like a year off to like recharge the batteries,
Cursing, a blessing and a curse, by the way.
Nice. All right. Well, we got stuff to show off, so let's talk about some facts.
Do it.
So, EnigmaHaunt.com.
Death is always an option.
It is an option.
It is an option.
It's not the option that I want.
I don't want that
but
option.
It is down there.
But you know what? There's no chickening out in HauntScene.
It's true.
Right, Johnny? I tried.
So this year, October 1st through October 31st, you are going to be open on Halloween, which is going to be awesome. So you're always open on Halloween.
Yeah, that's it. So those dichotomies between up north and down south, Johnny, is literally what's amazing. We talk to, we have all of our friends in the haunt industry across the United States are always like, nobody's really interested in Halloween. And we're like,
they don't even open on Halloween.
That's like our second biggest night sometimes. It's just incredible. So, it's weird, the demographics or the thoughts or everything that you guys have said between season change, but it's the holiday, right? So.
Well, yeah. I mean, what better way to celebrate Halloween than go to a haunted house, right?
There we go.
Right.
Now I can see.
Especially an awesome haunted house like Enigma.
Yeah.
It's the best way to go out.
All right. So if you want to say hi to Karen and Billy, make sure that you say that in the chat. Looks like we got some of your family, your actors on here, which is awesome. They were bummed about last year. What's up, Yvonne? Okay, all right.
Yvonne's in the house. What's up, Yvonne?
Thank you, Yvonne, for sending everything over.
Yvonne.
Yvonne's been so great.
I love Yvonne. She's so sweet.
She does such a great job.
Her.
Yeah, that she is. She is unbelievable.
Definitely.
I wish every haunt was accessible as Yvonne was. Because if I email Yvonne, she hits me right back. It's just like, some haunts they reach out to and I gotta wait a couple months to hear back from them. Or they never hit me back. They're like, who are you?
They never text you back. Sorry, Johnny.
I know. I don't know.
That's what it is.
So here's the calendar this year. Friday, Saturday, opening weekend. When the tickets go live, 16th-ish, there is a little bit of a discount. So make sure you guys get on that. And night season, we've been there. We've been there a lot. We've gone down every year that we've been able to.
We've gone down every year for 40 years now.
Yeah.
This will be our fourth Well, 4th season, yeah.
Yeah, and it's always one of the highlights of our season. 2 floors. It's in an old Bally's gym, which is pretty crazy. So it's got all kinds of open spaces. 20,000 square feet of frights and murder, and 3 different sections or 3 haunts. So there are when they announce the tickets, they'll have the three house trail. They'll have VIP passes, front of the line stuff. So definitely take advantage of that when that goes live. So I'm excited about that. And here's where they are. I did a better job on the map this week.
You did do a better job than you did with Fright Nights.
I know.
You literally just had a map and it just said Fright Nights.
Fright Nights.
There was no arrow,
I was like
nothing.
running late for Fright Nights, and I just slapped their logo on the map. But here's where you are.
Perfect. That's
Poor
perfect.
Fright Nights.
Right off of
We love you,
95,
Fright Nights.
super duper easy to get to.
Yep.
If you're local in the area, you know Boca Raton, the area. But if you're coming from like Orlando, all you gotta do is hop on the Turnpike South and get on 95, and you'll be right there. Yep, really easy to get to.
Yeah, straight shot right
Yep.
there.
Straight shot to Enigma Haunt, and there are places to eat. They've got like a little place next door. Nippers.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
We've been there.
Some bar food.
Yeah, it's like a
Nippers
sports
Bar and Grills
Yep.
right there.
Yep, yep.
There's 2 restaurants across the street. We have the bowling alley next door. So there's activities. You can make a whole night of it.
Yep. So I think that you also do something with Hooters, right? Sometimes.
Hooters is our RIP sponsor. So yes, you get discounts at Hooters if you go for RIP.
And then you bring in your
Bring in your ticket.
your ticket from Enigma Haunt, and you get a
Yes.
discount at Hooters,
Yep.
which is literally right around the corner. It's probably right underneath the T on Enigma Haunt.
Okay.
We can get our scare on Enigma and then we'll
Get
get some
your-
chicken wings, Johnny.
There you go.
I think you
I
would
love
want to
their
hit
chicken.
up. Would you rather hit up a Hooters before or after a haunt? Let me know in the chat what you think about hitting up Hooters
That's a good
before or
question. I'll
after.
probably do it.
No,
after.
please.
I'll get my scare
I don't
on
want
and then-
people. I don't want people throwing up chicken wings and beer in the haunt.
So
Okay,
you
so
heard it here first.
Probably after.
Go
Go
after.
get food
After
afterwards.
the haunt.
After. Definitely go after.
Yeah. That's one of the questions I want to ask a little bit later. Is I can imagine what people have done inside the haunt. So
I can only
Bring it up.
yeah. All right, so that's where it is. 1751 North Military Trail, Boca Raton, Florida, 33486. I'll have all their social media links and everything up a little bit later. Enigma Haunt on everything. Highly recommended. Go down there. Get in line right now. Just get in your car right this second and head down.
go right now.
Once again,
I'll go right now.
just to first in line.
First in line.
Bring a
2
tent.
months ago.
Bring a tent.
I think at that point they would be like homeless.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's what it looks like if you're heading from our neck of the woods, Orlando. It's just a couple hours. You got a couple different routes to get there, but it's going to be 3-ish hours. Or if Tyler's driving,
2
2
hour and a
hours.
half.
Yeah, we have a speed demon. That's our intern.
100 miles an hour on the highway.
But it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. So that's where that is, and let's talk about the themes this year. So we'll see some familiar faces here. We've got, and I tried to put these in order that I remembered them, and I checked with Freddie to.
Right.
Yep.
That would
Two.
be the first one.
Yeah, Curse is the
Yeah.
first.
Yes.
Twisted Mayhem is the second.
And then what's
Yep.
the third
Yeah.
one? Realms of.
Realms of Fear. Terror.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's
I got
Karen.
it. I got it. Okay, I got it.
So Cursed is the first one, and this is Jebediah right here. We'll have some of the characters up a little bit later, and I didn't realize this, but is that Heather on the table?
That is our daughter.
That is okay.
That is
That is
Heather.
Heather right there. Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't notice
was
that
an
until I
awesome
watched the
video,
trailer
too.
earlier. I was like, that she looks familiar. So Cursed. Now I don't have the full description because it looks like that's still being worked on right now. But Cursed is how would the two of you describe Cursed? Because I know how
We
we
sort of
describe
took it into almost a
Like a witchy voodoo kind of.
right, and down for Florida, right? You always try and theme some things around
Right.
there. So I don't want to say necessarily redneck voodoo, but we tried to pull it into, you have the bayous in Louisiana, but maybe the Everglades type, that we pulled in some witchcraft and some of that scenario going into it, and some interesting things that our builders put at the end. Freddie, who's also not only does that, but everybody that builds in the back with Dave Grecius, which Dave, and who's pictured on there.
That's Dave right there.
That's David.
Jedediah. And
he's really nice in person, but man, he is scary.
He plays a really
He is
terrifying
so
character.
scary in character.
Yep.
Well, let's not talk nice about him because we want him to be in character.
He's horrible person.
Yeah.
The worst.
So that's where it sort of runs into, and then you're moving into Twisted Mayhem right after that is where you're heading into on it. And all of these have evolved from different times. We've named them different. We had Pandemic used to be Cursed, which was weird that we had Pandemic a couple years before we have a pandemic,
right?
So it was, but a lot of haunts did.
Probably wouldn't have named it Pandemic if there was a pandemic.
A little too close. We talked about it when we were thinking about open next year, and I'm like, yeah, no one's going.
Well, I mean, if you did a Pandemic, it would literally just be like, they take your temperature in the beginning, and they make you put on a mask.
And you have to quarantine for a few days.
You just have to sit there for 2 weeks.
Sit there for 2 weeks. Yeah.
It just be, you can't get any, can't go sit down at a restaurant.
Can't go out. Can't go to the movies.
Yeah. All right. That's So exactly. It is good that you didn't have that one there. So, Cursed. Do you remember Cursed?
I do remember.
That was By the way, that was our last haunt that we built. So, in our whole business plan, which is important for people that are looking to do this, a business plan is good. Just throwing things together is not the way. But Realms of Terror was the first.
Mm-hmm.
What's Twisted Mayhem was our second, which we started as a blackout haunt, which was called the Abyss, which was actually really
that was either a love or hate. There was no in between. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a total blackout haunt, like complete blackout.
Yeah.
With glow sticks.
I've been to a few. Yeah.
No. That room was no glow sticks. I mean, we had literally had people that caused problems that they were stuck in there for like 30 minutes. we had actors
and glow sticks. We had glow sticks. Yes.
No.
Yes. But yes, so it was a love-hate relationship. There was half of them would come out and say, "Oh my God, that was the best," and half of them would come up and say, "That was the worst thing. I can't even believe I paid money for that." So that's when we decided to take that down and change it into Twisted Mayhem, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's mayhem. Yeah. The whole haunt is it's mayhem.
It is blacklit, ultraviolet, ultra-violent clowns.
Extra violent clowns.
And they're all over the place. And the floor is not all on the same level. Like there's like a ramp thing you got to walk up and around.
So you have to walk like on the side of the wall and down.
And nothing. I don't think there are any right angles in the whole Twisted Mayhem, at least from what the public
it's all
sees.
Zigzags.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
It's a little disorienting when you walk through. It's
perspectives. And listen, but the actors are what drives it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the actors are what drive.
The actors is what make it.
Yeah, you don't get a second to really take in detail as much as the effort that's been put into it, but it's aggressive, right? As every part of our haunt is. We don't use a lot of animatronics. We rely upon our cast.
Which are amazing.
Jonathan, who's Sammy, who works with David on the actor coordination. They do a phenomenal job to make sure that that's what's really driving. Your experience, right? We can pump in all the smells and everything that we try and hit all the five senses and everything around it, but to immerse you into that, to focus on a person's face, to focus on what's going on around you, and have all that all hitting you in the background, that's what's scary.
Yeah.
The actors is what make it.
Yeah, Enigma has a lot of very intense and very. It's a very like aggressive set of characters. Yeah.
Haunt.
Yeah.
We've caught sight of that. Right?
Oh my God! I just remembered the prison part of it. We'll get there in a moment. because that about like
that
I
freaked me out because I got pulled into a cell and kind of I'm pretty sure one of your characters got murdered right in front of me, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's crazy. Yeah. So Twisted Mayhem is awesome. Freddie just said that's Dave too. So there you go. Photography by Rad Vision. I feel like I have to say that, or I'm going to get sued.
Everywhere.
So thank you, Rad Vision, for having these amazing these photos of everybody, and we love making people pee their pants. Molly says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
we do.
I bet.
And which, by the way, that's happened on more than one occasion.
Oh, I'm sure.
So is that like what do you call that? Is that like, do you have like code yellow, code brown, code green?
No.
Usually we don't know until they come down the stairs and they're on their way out and they tell us.
Oh, I don't remember where it happened, but it happened.
Yeah, you have the board at the end about when people chicken out, right? Like how many people chicken out. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That.
Oh, and for anybody now that comes, by the way, you will get a special chickened out button that we had made.
A big picture of a chicken on it.
Chicken with a chickened out at Enigma Haunt.
But don't do that just to get the button, because then you'll miss out on some of the haunt.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Button, right? No, I would say wear it like the scarlet letter or something like that.
Yes.
That's
great. We'll have to take a picture of that when we get down. We'll have you hold up the button.
Me?
Although you're not allowed to quit.
Well, you told me I'm not allowed to chicken.
Yeah, we're not allowed. That's our one rule: is we don't quit, no matter what.
I've tried several times.
Yeah.
Johnny won't let me.
All right. So Twisted Mayhem, awesome, love it, and this is what makes this interesting, because I love when haunts have like multiple levels, like stairs, elevators, kind of thing. It's just kind of, I can't really put it into words, but like it feels as though when you go through a haunt, it's all flat, like one surface. Mm-hmm. There's something about having multiple levels to a haunt that adds to it. And on the second floor, once you get through the hellish landscape that is Cursed and Twisted Mayhem, you're going to head up some stairs to Realms of Terror.
Yep.
I remember Realms of Terror.
I know, and this is I believe you still have there are things in Realms of Terror. Let me see. I think the alien is still there, right?
It's like
yeah. So go ahead.
No, you go.
But the Realms of Terror. So when we started that, we wanted to, number one, come up with a name that allowed us and a philosophy that allowed us to change rooms every year, everything we did, right? So we had
that was just the only haunt that we had was just Realms of Terror.
That's the upstairs is 10,000, the two downstairs are 5, let's say each.
Yeah.
So that's and that's why we line you up in the second queue line for a couple minutes, get everybody back together after the first two haunts, and then the coup de grace is going through this at the end there, and it gives us the ability to create, as you go through the what we like to describe as a portal in the beginning, and each area transfers you to a different realm, and we've had it's just great to be able to
so every time you go through a different realm, you're able to, without going like you're going through Curse, which is one haunt, you're going through Twisted Mayhem, which is another haunt, but now Realms of Terror, you can go through different themes. So we can go from one theme to the other when you're going through like we said, either the claustrophobic tubes or, the light thing, that you're going into something completely different. So it was allowed us to do different.
So we'll pull 4 to 5 different themes into that one haunt. Right. And make it sort of like you're traveling through a dimensional door to each one, and you pop up here, like you said, and then we'll reutilize a lot of. We had aliens one time, so we'll put that into a scientific room in a different area, or we have prisons, or we had asylums, and we can always swing it around. So that gave us a lot of opportunity, and we actually, when we designed it, the first year we actually started it. When we designed it to go in the front, we made it so it was reversible. Where you go, our first year, when you came down the stairs, that was where you went in, and you went out the back and came around the hallway as the first haunt. And then we built the second haunt, and then we changed direction on it. So, but Realms of Terror is as gives a lot of, as you guys know, boom, you're into a section that's quick pounding you and different theming, and you take a second and you're going to the next one, and it's boom, you're into a next section that's nailing it. So it's given a lot of creativity for a lot of the builders, actors, and everything to be able to do multiple different ideas and things that we've done.
Yeah, I will admit your transitions from one realm to another are some of the best that I've seen in any haunt that I've been to, because what's really cool, and this is one of my favorite things about Realms of Terror, is regardless of what you're afraid of, something is gonna get you. You've got your phobias and you've got all your stuff in that top floor. There's something for everybody that's really gonna like scare the hell out of you. Mm-hmm. And for me, like the prison thing scares me.
The prison was pretty terrifying. Yes.
Yeah.
They did an awesome job on that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so the design of everything and the actors, and I've never actually seen like one actor straight up break another actor's neck in front of me before, but it happened.
I remember that was 2 years ago. It was literally right in front of us. I remember that.
I think didn't you go back down with Tyler?
So Tyler and I went back down a second time.
Yeah.
And we went through the haunt together. I think it was just us two too in the house.
Tyler got murdered in that haunt from what he said.
Tyler got attacked. Yeah,
that's awesome. And you know what? I don't want to forget this, because this is the scariest thing that are in haunts for me. Children.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Child actors will always scare me the most. Yes. They are terrifying. There was one in there before we went into the claustrophobia tunnel that got me, and she just continued to stare at me, and it was the most terrifying thing ever.
Unsettling.
It was very
that's
unsettling.
The thing. She didn't even do it. She was just staring.
She was just staring. Like she wasn't doing anything. Yes. She was just staring.
You were not expecting that.
No.
Like whenever you go to a haunt, don't expect. You might expect like smaller stature people, but not actual children
actors
scaring
you. I think they're the scariest.
Yeah.
The scariest of all.
They are absolutely terrifying. Molly,
let's also say on that clause that any child that works for us, their parent has to be working for us too, by the way.
No child labor.
Exactly.
Put that out there.
Just disclaimer. Sorry, we should have said that first.
And they're always kind of like, they're always nearby them, right? If they're working in a scene, they're always nearby in the scene. Is that correct?
God, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what did you two tell us about the pentagram, or was that Freddie?
The what?
The pentagram.
I remember talking about it. I'm not sure if Freddie may have told you about it in the beginning. You asked us about it afterwards, but yes, that pentagram in that one room, we painted it for one. Did a pentagram for one room 1 year, and then we wanted to get rid of that whole room the next year. Painted over it. I don't even know how many times they painted over it, but it's literally still to this day.
Wow.
Painted over it with black, by the way, complete black.
Yeah.
And it's still showed. I mean, not like prominent like it was when we first painted it, but you'll see it.
That's weird. That's terrifying.
So
I remember
that scares me.
That's terrifying.
And I'm in the building by myself, by the way.
I was told that there's some paranormal activity that happens there, like real ghosts and stuff.
Spooky stuff.
Like spooky stuff, like real spooky stuff.
Old like gym people that like had a heart attack while working out. Bellies.
Yeah.
High cholesterol problems, stuff like that. Yeah, that comes up all the time.
This Bally's just straight up killed people. It's crazy.
Yep.
Like a lot of haunts are like, oh, this was built on a graveyard. No, this was built on a gym.
This was built on a gym.
Even worse. That is awesome. Okay, so for Realms of Terror, because we got to give a little shout out here to Amara. Praise your name. That was for Sammy.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna read this because this is what I pulled from the site, because Amara is one of you've got many different like face icon atmosphere characters, whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
But Amara seems like especially for Realms of Terror is kind of bringing it all together here. So She watches the hole closely, feeling the vacuum of the boundary portal sucking at her cheek, making her dizzy. An intake of foul breath enters her nose, and the faraway wave of 1,000 screams make their way into her head. Amara has been here before.
You're going to do dramatic reading?
I am.
Is that? Oh, okay.
Wow.
Dramatic.
You just.
I was just saying. Like I thought it was more dramatic.
I mean, what do you want me to?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Decades prior, Amara was found roaming the dirt bank, wearing nothing but a mask of white gauze. Her nails were tarred black talons. Her lips were the blood red of a still beating heart. She tirelessly recounted tales of other worlds, demons, and undead abominations. Lost, tortured souls scratching their way into her nightmares, tearing apart the boundaries to become her reality. These delusions finally led her to become institutionalized. Decades of treatment proved to be ineffectual, and one day Amara suddenly vanished. Embracing her gift, she returned to the realms and opened the portal. There, she roams, bound to the hallways like a sharp, whispered hitch in the back of nightmare shadows. Some say to help unsuspecting souls who wander through like trapped mice. Others say she just returned home to the honeycombed hell of Amara's realms of terror. Good times. Yep.
Good job, Johnny. See?
Yeah, you know what? When we played that clip earlier, I'm always jealous of like the haunt voices. You know, when they're like, go down to Enigma Haunt this year, Monster Truck Rally. I think I need to get into that. I think I'm in the wrong racket. Yep.
So I just want to give credit to where credit is due. Rachel Litt wrote that for us. I mean, you know, direction and all that good stuff, but she awesome writer. She does great work, and so you enjoyed reading it.
I do. Yeah, somebody said I scared Billy, so he got up and left, but he's back.
Yeah,
so.
the interesting part about that, as you read through that, is that we started in the beginning. We wanted to start off as a terrifying heroine, right? She was actually guiding people through the realms that she had gone into and died, right? So had been tortured. So she was trying to help people come out, and she would appear at different places. And it was different from, you know, a lot of your icons and things that were on that were always there to kill you or do this. So we were always wanting to make her scary, terrifying, and help you, but recognize that she's helping you and fighting for you and stuff like that. As we got Dave and Jed and Otto and the other things, we continued to go on with it, but she's always been that was the number one start with us.
Like there was a few years where we'd actually have like 2 or 3 Amaras in certain places.
So literally,
just to like, you know, pointing to go in the right direction, get, you know, so you can get out, just to make her. But she is so scary looking that people were afraid of her too.
Yeah, that never occurred to me that she was helping me.
Yeah.
It's just like,
but it was interesting when we'd have that many that we could sort of play with, because like you'd literally leave one area of the realms of terror and you'd come around the corner and she's there, and then we'd have one over there and you're like, I just saw her behind me. You know? It's like, it was
that actually worked out really well.
That's terrifying. All right, so here are a couple of the characters. So as we were describing that, Amara, and it almost, because I know Sammy does this, some of the characters that we've interacted with will refer to her, which is kind of neat. So it seems like this is all like an intertwined kind of mythology, which is really, really neat. And then we've got Insane. So this looks, where is this one in the second part?
It would have been that's in Realms of Terror. That was and that was
right,
actually
the Asylum.
Yeah.
Correct. When we had the Asylum, as you guys were doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a few years back in the Asylum. Yeah.
Yep, so we could see some fun, always new characters to meet and interact with. There he is in all the glory right there.
David. There he is. In all his terrifying glory.
He's
I think they're gonna put that on his tombstone when he dies, by the way.
Yeah.
His Jedediah.
Dave is everywhere. Perfect.
This guy, you know they talk about method acting like in movies, like people go full method, you know, Like if you're like if you're in a movie about the frontier, you learn how to shoot a musket and like skin animals and stuff. This is like the most method actor I think I've ever experienced. And Sammy.
Yes.
You want a quick you want a quick story on Dave where Karen hates him to this day and punches him every time he's in?
Totally. I
when you say method, so we had him in a certain area, and we had him where we were having boils coming off of his head and stuff that had been done on that, and one of them kept falling, so he evidently superglued it to his head during the haunt.
Super glued
to his head during the haunt.
Oh, wow.
Without our knowledge, by the way.
Without our permission. He's like, I had to do it, and I'm like, and the next day Karen hit him up on text, and the idiot says, hey, this is his mom. He died from poisoning. Karen was so upset. She was like,
you have no idea. I mean, like, he's laughing right now, but still, even though I talk about it, and so I'm like freaking, like, me and our lead makeup art, or one of our managers, Katie, and she's like, oh my God. And we're going back and forth. And then, so we get to the freaking haunt because, it's still during haunt season. So 4:00 we get to the haunt and he's freaking there.
Oh my God.
And yes, it was a joke. It was a joke. We went all day, by the way, on that day, thinking that something seriously. See, that's not funny, by the way. Dave, if you're watching.
Bad, David.
Yeah, David.
But that was dedication, right?
Super glue. It was, yeah.
Do you remember what David did with the buttons that we gave them?
I don't remember what he did with the buttons.
So, full method. We came down a couple years ago and we gave everybody a button, right? We gave a big bag of buttons for everybody. And I get a message from, I don't know if it was from David or Sammy or something later, but David's got his hand.
Oh,
he stuck the buttons through his fingers and he was holding them up like this. It was just like
through his hand.
I was like, thank you.
Like all of them. And I'm like, oh, I remember that. Yes, I remember.
I can see David doing that. Yeah.
But we saw him like gear up the actors before they go out. I gotta say, that was like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I almost threw on a costume.
The actors and everything. It was amazing. Yeah,
that was one of the coolest things because we try to show up early to the haunts, interact with everything, but being part of like the hype speech in the beginning,
the pregame,
the pregame. That was epic.
Out of the 6+ years we've been doing this, that was probably one of my top 5 favorite moments.
That was the coolest thing ever. Yeah,
because they were just like nuts, and then he's like pointing at us, and he's like, yeah, these guys, and we're like, please don't kill us. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
Just kind of hide in the back.
Yeah, but he said some very nice things about us, and we really appreciated that. So that was cool. That was very, very cool. So love you, Dave. Love you, Dave. Love you, Dave. Okay, is he in here? I saw somebody tag him.
Someone tagged him, but I don't know if he's in here yet.
All right. I love how pumped up everybody is. All right, and then we got Sammy. These are not in any order. They were just kind of like just the order I put the images in. But we love Sammy.
We love Sammy. Sammy is such a great actor.
And there are many other actors there, and I don't want to discount anybody else.
No. Sammy's great.
But his ability to tie the humor in Q lines into his character when you're supposed to be completely terrified but doing things at the same time, and he has multiple characters, but I mean this is iconic for him, and that's a gift, and that's what he tries to bring to other actors, to know when to do certain things, how to do certain things, and Dave teaches the aggressiveness, and they try. It's really amazing what they've done.
Just a reminder, like I said, Dave and Sammy are both our actor trainers, so they're coordinators and trainers, so they train our actors, and they definitely, Sammy is
he
definitely one of the best.
It's just great. It stays in character the whole entire way. I love it.
Yeah, he's traveled all over the world doing acting stuff. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him, on a more personal level, but he's definitely.
Yeah, he told me a little bit too. We've talked about Japan and all that stuff when I went to Japan a few years ago. Yeah. So
I didn't even notice the tire tracks like on his suit, and I don't even remember.
Me either. I never noticed.
I don't remember what he said to us. but he said something like, don't run over, or don't get run over on the way home, or don't hit me on the way. I forget what he said, but he turned around and he had the tire tracks like on this suit, and it was the funniest thing ever.
I never noticed that before, honestly. So
yeah, and then we had he's got the tire tracks on the front of the suit. But one of my favorite pictures that we've ever taken was he's got his little Mr. Boo there, and we had our little ghost. And took 2 pictures with a ghost. That was probably one of my favorite things
Buki and Mr. Boo.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you go down to Enigma Haunt, you're going to see some amazing stuff and have a great time. It's just I love I don't think we've spent a lot of time in like the main queue, because usually we're kind of like hanging out with you guys. But you've got like Q Entertainment. Oh, what was that like guy that there was some guy in the queue. He was like cross-dresser.
He's awesome. He's
awesome.
Mike is phenomenal.
There we go.
It just, but
what Petunia does he call?
He calls it Petunia, which is anything but.
Yes.
Anything but Petunia, but he's phenomenal.
Yes.
And
he's a great actor.
And Sammy actually, in the queue line of that, he's also, to watch one of Sammy's fire breathing shows is hilarious.
Oh, I don't know.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, that was I'm scared of trucks, and I don't remember
That's
why.
Right. That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
But watch him fire breathe in his character, and it's hilarious and impressive, beyond impressive. So
yeah, it really is
nice.
Yep.
All right, it's great characters, great memorable.
Yeah,
like they will stay with you forever. Characters, great. All right, so proceeds, a little bit of it goes to Don't Be a Monster. I know you support that organization. October is National Anti-Bullying Month. So don'tbeamonster.org. Do you want to talk about your relationship with that organization?
It's just, listen, it started from within, obviously, the haunt industry. The anti-bullying month that had started, but the individuals that started don'tbeamonster.org was worth it. They bring Frankenstein, who their motto is Frankenstein, but Frank is not a monster, and it's a big Frankenstein that goes to these elementary schools, these middle schools, and says and preaches to everybody around there. And they tour all around the United States, going to these high schools, the middle schools, and they go to high schools too, even.
They do mainly for elementary and middle school.
But it really gets, if you watch how they do it, and they, because they go into the auditorium and everybody's in there, and it really gets people to start to think about it. So it's always good, and it ties together with it. Yes. So
Melissa was a bully in high school.
I was not a bully in high school. No, I wasn't.
Kidding.
No, guys, it's not true.
I was bullied when I was a kid.
I was a loner in high school.
I think that's kind of why we do what we do.
Yeah, It changed.
And so do and a lot of it's interesting that you say that. A lot of haunt actors, that we've watched people come in as a shell that don't speak during our auditions, and in the haunt they come alive, and with the family they come alive, and it's a place to
sometimes
release.
More alive than we expected and wanted. But they
let it all out.
We love giving that outlet.
Yes,
the acceptance.
Yeah, because some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts.
Some of us are both. I'm an introverted extrovert, honestly. I'm an introverted extrovert.
I'm an introverted introvert.
I'm an introverted introvert.
Yeah. And then in addition to that, and then this is something that's near and dear to me, is the Haunted Attraction Association. So I've seen many times as I walk through Transworld or whatever, you do a lot with the Haunted Attraction Association, which HauntScene is a part of. Because we care about that.
Yes, you are. We encourage more people to become part of it. It's what I've been on the board for almost 6 years as vice president of the Haunted Attraction Association, and that's, as it says here, the mission is to protect, promote, and educate the industry, and try and get people to become haunt owners, to try and continue to take this industry further, And the big thing is safety. You know, this affects everyone, right? So we're all interconnected. Every haunt owner is interconnected by you know, the problem that you could have an issue, right? It would affect everybody immediately if there's a concern over an injury or anything that occurs. So us being able to teach in these classes at Transworld and these other shows that we're able to go to is imperative. It's you know, I can't stress enough how safety is first for every haunt owner in this industry.
Yeah, and Billy he's I know for a fact that you've been a really good resource, even from some of the local haunters in our area here. And you're very proactive about reaching out and helping people, and that's really cool. You know, that really helps when people unite and try to help each other out.
And we've done that. You know, listen, Alex from Fright Nights is now on the board too. I was able to bring him into the board, so that we can continue to promote this down in South Florida, continue to build what we have in Florida, you know, and understanding the demographics and everything with it. So Alex has been absolutely great. And we're, you know, for haunts, and you see it different up north. There's some competition and things that are going on. You know, what's odd about our haunts between Fright Nights and Enigma Haunt is that, you know, we share actors. We want
to work together.
Yes. Yes. You know, to continue to build it down here. So it's been a fantastic relationship with those guys.
If only it was like that everywhere. You know?
Exactly.
If only all haunts did that.
Right.
So here's some of the fam.
It's a great group.
Oh yeah.
So
look
this
at
is
them.
This was us.
This is at the wolf party.
Yeah, and then we had the naked werewolf. So that was cool. There's Freddy over there on the left, and we got Hiccup. We got everybody. There's Billy's hat that we were talking about earlier, and
yes,
you know, people, you know, so love y'all's. And then so here's the picture that they want you to see if you don't go down to South Florida to do all the haunts down there. So get down there, or else to do that. And speaking of Fright Nights, and I actually just recycled this from Tuesday's show, is Fright Nights and Enigma are very close together. And like I said, I like to package these. You know, this is a great pairing. You know, go to Enigma first, hit up Fright Nights. Go to Fright Nights first, hit up Enigma. And if you go down and you do these two haunts together in one night, I can guarantee you, out of the 80-something haunts that we've done in 17 states in the U.S., I don't think that there's a better 1-2 punch than Enigma and Fright Nights. So,
definitely.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good.
Awesome haunts.
And
you guys have to try.
And even if you do drive from like Orlando and it's like 3 hours or whatever, I guarantee you, if you do these two haunts, it will not feel like 3 hours on the way home. Yeah, because you'll just zone out and be like, wow, what did I just experience? And then you'll be back in Orlando before you even know it. So
appreciate that, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's do this. Here is their social media, because we're gonna have to start wrapping this up here. But make sure you follow Enigma Haunt on everything. EnigmaHaunt.com, Facebook.com/Enigma Haunt, Instagram, Twitter, all of it Enigma Haunt. Subscribe to them on YouTube. Here's their email if you ever have any question. Here's Karen's personal cell phone number. So just call it. She'll help you out. I'm just kidding. I don't know who that goes to, but yeah. And then I'm gonna play another clip, but before we do that, to wrap this up, did you have any closing words, shout outs, anything that you wanted to say?
Literally couldn't have done any of this over the last decade without our crew. I mean, we've talked about Sam, we've talked about Dave, we've talked about Freddie, Heather.
There's so many other people.
Yeah, it's just, you know, you guys have experienced what our acting is and what these people put into it. And as we've talked on, 85-degree heat, 80 things around there. This is a job. This is hardcore. These people go through, you know, hell each night on it to put on the show for everybody. And it's humbling.
It really is.
Yeah, you all are family. You know, like that's I've made a lot of friends in the haunt industry, but I can't say everybody's family. You are definitely family, and
consider the same. And we
always
every time we see you, it's just been a pleasure.
Yeah, yep. And Billy's even with HauntScene stuff. I've had some conversation with Billy, usually at a bar, and we're talking about. I'm talking about. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my show and blah 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 and whatever. And he's always got really good words of wisdom. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. Let's play one more clip before we say goodbye. We'll be right back here. Oh, that was awesome.
The sound of the chainsaws there.
Yeah, I know.
Again,
Brings back memories.
That's Freddie's brilliance. Freddie's brilliance, along with our actors.
Yeah, it's just so good. If you haven't been down to Enigma, it's a must see. So get down there, do all the things, and yeah. So, how ready are you for the haunt season this year?
Has anybody ever said they're ready?
Right.
I mean,
Never.
We're not ready.
Never.
I mean, but
If anybody said they're ready, then they're lying.
we're excited. We're excited.
I'm sure you're ready to come back though. But yeah,
Excited.
I know we
Yes.
are. We're ready to see you guys again.
Yep.
You're never ready. There's always something that you want to change or fix or everything.
If October didn't come, Freddie and Dave would keep building. They would just keep
keep
Yeah,
building.
definitely.
Didn't you tell me that sometimes you just find Freddie randomly in the building? Like he's just
Always.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, he's always around.
Is this place haunted? I don't know. Freddie's just here.
It's just Freddie.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
All right.
It's a very quick hour.
It was
It's nice
really
talking
fun
to you
hour.
Yeah,
guys.
you too.
I wish it
Thank you
would last
for
longer,
having
but
me.
yeah, we'll definitely see you guys this year. So we're really excited.
We're doing a whole
Yeah, good.
South Florida weekend.
Yep, a whole
it'd be
whole
fun.
weekend.
I'm anxious to hear about the other place you're going to see because, as I said, building this up in South Florida is something that Alex wants to do. I want to do is to continue to do it because then people start to realize October is the start of the season, not October 31st.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and for people that are like on the fence about should I do a haunt or not, the October goes by so quick.
It does. It goes by
and-
a blink of an eye.
And then we get people complaining, "Oh, I wish I would have seen that." Well, just go and do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go,
Yep.
if you're thinking about
Yep.
doing a haunt, don't think.
Definitely
just
go do
go and buy a ticket and support a local business. So awesome. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys would hang out on Zoom just for a few minutes, we'll be right back with you, okay?
Yes.
Got
And
it.
thank you so much for taking some time out of
thank you guys. Thank
your
you.
busy schedule to hang out with us.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
for having us.
Yep.
Oh, you're welcome. Awesome. Okay, so, you know what we need to do? You know, we got to do one more thing. We got to do our thumbnail.
We're gonna do the
the
picture.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, on three, we're just going to smile. Please don't flip anything off.
No.
And we're going to take a little
That's
screenshot
Dave.
for the thumbnail of this video. So for us podcasters, this part doesn't mean anything to them. So on three, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that nice photo
Look at that
of
awesome
everybody.
photo.
All right, let me just grab this little screenshot here. Here we go. I forgot to do that, I think, for the last one.
Yeah, you didn't do it for
I
Freddie.
didn't
I
open
know.
my mouth. Everybody opened their mouth except for
Oh,
me.
That's
say no
okay.
more.
All right. All right, we will see you soon.
Yes.
Okay.
All
Good
right.
luck, guys. Thank you so
Bye.
much. You guys are great.
You're welcome.
Best of luck.
All
Thank you.
right. Okay, so couple things to we are winding down our haunt preview month. Hopefully you've enjoyed all the content and everything that we've talked about, trying to bring you as much information about Florida haunts as we can. Still got a couple more to do next week on the show. Melissa won't be here, but I will be. And I think it's going to be me and a couple folks from the Nightmare Chamber, which is going to be a haunted attraction that's going to be open along with the Phantasm Horror Convention here in Orlando the first weekend of October. So on Tuesday, we'll be talking to them. I do want to thank our Patreon supporters. Thank you, John Sebastian Lavelle, Crystal Lavelle, and Daniel Shreve. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon. You too can support us on Patreon if you'd like. I'd like to see a new Patreon.
I would love to see a new Patreon. Yeah.
So support us, because everything you put into the show is kicked right back into the show. So thank you for supporting us there. Follow HauntScene on everything. Do all the things. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, email, OnlyFans. Still got
Farmers
OnlyFans
only,
going.
Christian Mingle,
Haunters only.
Hinge.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast version, thank you so much. Visit HauntScene.com. We have a haunt directory that we actually keep up to date, unlike some other websites. And we will let you know what's open this year and give you all the links to tickets once they're live. And hopefully we can save you a little bit of money. And that's going to be it for this show. So anything else?
Huh?
That's it?
That's about it.
Waffle House?
Waffle House. Right. No, or Denny's.
Denny's. Something on Waffle House. So actually people in it. Sorry. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you supporting the show. Thank you, all the Enigma folks that watched tonight. And thank you, all the Fright Nights folks that were in there and all our friends.
Enigma, you guys rock. We love you.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and roll credits. And that's it. So see you next week. Until next time, spook easy.
As always, happy haunting. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Give me some treats.